Live from beautiful downtown Northridge in the Golden State of California, it's the Sherrard Show. Tonight, Sherrard welcomes filmmaker Dave Rita, Wynter Alana, Zoey Allen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the host and star of our show, the one, the only,
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Sherrard Show. How you all doing? Everybody doing all right?
Yeah, fantastic.
Happy Saturday to you. We have a very exciting show this afternoon. We're going to be talking to some incredible guests, ladies and gentlemen. We have one beautiful young lady. She's as tall as me. She's a fashion model, and she can really get down. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause to the lovely Wynter Alana stopping by the Sherrard Show.
Yeah.
Then there was a gentleman who did a film. He was actually the stand-in for the body double for Mr. Luke Perry, the late, great Luke Perry. He's going to be stopping by the show. He was also in So I Married an Axe Murderer. The man himself, they call him Zombie David. Give him a round of applause. He's going to be stopping by the show.
All right.
And then we have a beautiful young lady who is a talent agency owner. She's helping people make it big in the industry, and she's doing it with class. She's going to be stopping by the show as well. The lovely Zoey Allen, first time on the show.
Yeah.
Give her a round of applause as well. I don't think this is the day they got paid. I don't think they got paid.
They didn't get paid. Absolutely not.
Yeah, there's some
they're
grumpy clapping around here. That's right. We maybe can change that. And then also we're going to be talking on my 5 points, a very interesting topic, ladies and gentlemen. Do you not know in this industry, some of the hardest people to deal with are people with the worst attitude? Do you know anybody with a bad attitude?
Yeah.
People who in this industry, they think they're better than other people. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you're not better than anybody. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Joe, how you doing?
Good.
Everybody all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have our 5 points right after this.
Yeah. All right.
Here's an important message from the U.S. Med Diabetes Solution Center. If you have diabetes, you know the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce your pain right away. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you use insulin daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. Call the U.S. Med Diabetes Solution Center to learn about this groundbreaking new CGM technology. If you have Medicare or private insurance, call to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. U.S. Med is the #1 rated supplier on Google and Facebook reviews. So call us right now to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. U.S. Med. Better service. Better care.
All right. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherrard Show. I'm your host, Sherrard, for a wonderful Saturday episode we're planning to have. You know, ladies and gentlemen, one of the episodes that are now trending right now is an incredible one with this beautiful young lady, Sonali Chandra, that was on the show. It's now trending on Newstream Entertainment as well as iHeartRadio. This young lady has been holding herself out for many years for the right guy. She doesn't date short guys, but you want to really hear her story. It's absolutely incredible. She was born and raised in an Indian background, though she's from America, but her parents have put her on a very strict one. You don't want to miss this. She's a TLC star, and her episode is currently trending on Newstream Entertainment as well as iHeartRadio. Give her a round of applause for the lovely Sonali.
Yeah.
Check out her episode. And it's a lot of very colorful individuals on that episode, too. You don't want to miss it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know, the Sherrard Show is very privileged to have some of the biggest names on the show, from Jay Leno to Joe Montega to the Temptations, and the list goes on. But one thing I find very interesting is that the celebrities that have made it in the industry are some of the best people to deal with. But the people who want to be famous are some of the toughest people to deal with. They call in all these favors. They act like they're bigger and better than anybody. So I want to give you 5 reasons why you're not better than anybody. These are brought to you by my Rah Rah shoe collection, where every $1 goes to the fight for the cure for lupus. You want to hear my 5 points?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Bring some pen and paper with you. Point number 1, you're not better than anybody because you put your pants and skirt on just like everybody else, and you got to put it in one leg at a time. And the same people you see going up are the same people you see coming down. Point number one. You agree with that?
That's good. Well, that's a good point, Stu. Good point. Yeah.
Point number two. Most people think they're better than other people because oftentimes they get a big contract or they get money and all that. Do you not know that after 5 years in the NBA, after your career is done in football, most of those players go broke? Did you know that?
It happened to me, Stu.
Yeah.
It happened to me. Yep.
$300 million and then you're broke. So now if you act like you're better than everybody else when you're up, what are you going to see when you're going down?
Those same people.
Same folks. Same folks.
Point number three, that's three, right? Point number three, you're not better than anybody because that embalming fluid is going to hit us the same way it's going to hit the rich as it's going to hit the poor, and nobody's going to get out of this world alive. Did you know that? Huh?
It's not bad with scotch, Stu. A little mixer with you.
Point number four. Don't get quiet on me now, church. This one's going to get the collection plate going. Point number five. You are not better than anybody because your attitude determines your aptitude. When you have a great attitude, that determines how high you go. And people, you can always find somebody that has more money than you, but you'll never forget how wonderful somebody treated you when everybody else judged you. You remember that?
Yeah.
When everybody else talked bad about you, you'll never forget how that one person didn't judge you when everybody else did. Those are my 5 points. Can I get around?
Very good. Very good.
For more on my 5 points, you can keep it, stay tuned, and keep it at New Stream Entertainment and also on Pure Essence Television Network. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to have the man who was the body double for Mr. Luke Perry, as well as he has a film that has been charting all over the place, and he's here to talk about it. Mr. Zombie David is going to be on the Sherrod Show right after this.
Yeah. All right.
Can your IRA stand up to the next financial crisis that our top economists are saying is at our doorsteps? By allocating a percentage of your IRA into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns by putting your IRA back on the gold standard. Find out how to safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report. Protect your IRA today with one simple phone call and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. Call Genesis Gold Group, empowering faith-driven stewardship.
Call 877-588-0992. That's 877-588-0992. Again, 877-588-0992.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherrod Show. I'm your host, Sherrod, having a very special episode. I'm so excited. We have a gentleman that's sitting here as well. We're going to talk more about him as well. This man can turn your $1 into $100,000. And he's sitting here, and we're going to talk to him, Mr. Tony B. Jenkins, shortly. He's a master. A lot of people, you know, it's interesting. They get a lot of money. Like if you get a big contract, a lot of times, did you not know most people don't know what to do with that money? Most people are not financially literate on money. They just think, you know what, I can put $100,000 in my savings and I can open up a few CDs and I'm good. But this man really helps you out with that. And we're going to be talking more to Tony later on the show. But right now, we got to talk to the zombie. This man here was the body double for Luke Perry. He also was an extra in So I Married an Axe Murderer. He has a trending film right now where he's doing big things as well. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the man himself, Mr. Zombie David.
Good to see you.
How are you, sir?
Good, good.
Welcome to the show.
Happy to be here.
You said something very interesting in the back. You said most of the time at your height, you're usually the tallest person in the room?
At 5'11", yeah, usually, but not around here today with you guys. I mean, yeah.
Well, David, tell us a little bit about your start. Now, you've been in the industry for many years.
Yeah, I was up north in San Jose doing commercials up there. I landed a couple of national commercials, and once you do that up there, especially in the late 90s, they were like, you have to go to LA. So I came to LA, and I learned quickly in this town that there are two types of people in this town, the kind that talk about all the great things they're going to do, and then the kind that are too busy doing it. And at that time, I really wanted to be on Saturday Night Live, so I got my friends together. I had my best friend owned a costume company. Another friend of mine worked at Public Access, and we created our own sketch comedy show that wound up lasting for 3 years.
Congratulations! Give a round of applause. Very good, very good.
Thanks.
Was it like on a vein of like kind of like Seinfeld?
No. It was a full on. We were basically in control of your TV set for half an hour, and the channels would switch, and it could be anything from a commercial to a show or any. So our show was just, and we were spoofing whatever was on TV at the time, and so it was like everything. And because I was the leader of the group, somebody had to direct, and I was just an actor at that point. But then my show wound up being like a 3-year crash course on directing every genre all at once. So yeah, it was. It wound up being like, it was a great like learning thing, as well as it was fun. Everybody was enjoying the show, but for me, it was like crash course learning, learn on the fly, burn or die.
Very good. Now you started off in what state? What city?
Oh, up north in San Jose, California.
Mm-hmm. Now you came down here and you actually were in an extra in So I Married an Axe Murder. What was that like?
I was up there in San Francisco, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That was a crazy story because I was like 19. I was like a little kid. It was my first extra thing I'd ever done in my life. And I loved movies so much. I wanted to be there so much. I was, the weirdest story was I was just standing out front and they were doing fake rain onto this diner scene where I was in. And I didn't know what to do because I was so excited. And actually, if I were a director, I would have moved me, because if I took a step forward, I would have gone into frame. But nobody moved me. Everyone left me there. And I just didn't know what to do. So I just was like praying. I was like, oh God, show me a sign that this is my journey. If I'm not supposed to be an actor or in this business, just kill me now, or just tell me not to go away. I heard a voice in front of me. I opened my face and Mike Myers was standing right in front of me. And he's like, do I know you? And I was like, little kid. I'm like, no, there's no way you know me. He's like, no, I swear I know you. I've met you somewhere. And I just looked at him and said, no, but I'm an actor, and someday you will know my name. And he gave me the Wayne. He was like, oh, I'll remember your name, and then walked away.
How old were you then?
19. But it was like, I was asking for how much more of a sign can you get than this Mike Myers come up to you going, hey, do I know you? So here we are today.
Very good. Give me a round of applause. Very good, man. So, and now, what are you, like 30-something?
I love you, man. I'm 53.
53?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Good genes.
Well.
Thanks, Mom.
Very good.
And Dad.
So now, when it comes down to your film, you have a film that's doing very well that you written and directed.
I didn't write that one. The film that I did write, it's a short film called Horror of Our Love, and that thing it came out actually in 2010, and it's still destroying 15 years later. It's this amazing juggernaut that people find it, fall in love with it all over again, and. It was actually written for this band named Ludo. They had a song called The Horror of Our Love, and I did their music video / short film and / short film. And it just, in 2010, there was nothing like it. I wrote it about a slasher who was in love with his final girl, and he's trying to show her, but of course she's not getting it because he has horrible ways of showing her.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. So many people like me, they love horror films. Are you a horror film fan?
I direct them. Yeah, I write them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things, it's funny, when we were doing our sketch comedy show, we were trying to break into TV and we couldn't because it was like 2003 and everybody had only one network. It's funny. A few years later, they would have begged for us. But at the time, MTV said no, VH1 said no, Comedy Central said no. We were trying so hard, and then we were winning film festival right and left. And somebody one day once said, if you guys keep winning these festivals, if you actually, trying to break into TV and you can't do it, if you made a film, you could just sell it. And my team and I just kind of went, duh, realized we could make a movie. So we looked out there for what were the most money-making genres, and of course, porn was number one. And
really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know
Oh,
that.
yeah. And we were like, okay, our mothers will never let us get away with this.
Mm-hmm.
Horror was number two because we found that people would buy a bad horror movie. They love bad. Like, even if you fail, you can succeed. And we knew we weren't going to fail. And we didn't. We wound up having the best Michael budget movie of 2007. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, there was no fear because even if we totally screwed up and failed, it could still be, everyone could still love it because it was horrible.
Very good. Very good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, We're going to talk to David about being a body double for the late, great Luke Perry. And then also we're going to talk about, find out what is his 5 favorite horror films. I'm Sherrod. We'll be right back right after this.
Yeah.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 855-815-9786. That's 855-815-9786. Again, 855-815-9786.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherrod Show. I'm your host, Sherrod, for our Saturday conversation with the man himself, Mr. Zombie David. Where did the name Zombie come from?
Well, in 2010, I was running my film, Horror of Our Love, and we were just winning everywhere. And back then, everybody was on Facebook. And I don't know how I did it, but I scheduled it so I had a month break. And I was just going to, we were winning. And then we were just going to go dark for a month. And I was like, we can't just do nothing. So as a joke, we decided to convince Facebook that patient 0 bit me. I was patient 1, and then my company was chasing me all over the world because we had done all these film festivals. I had a bunch of filmmaker friends, so they were posting these little 30-second Zombie Dave sightings all over. And we were going to do that, and the original plan was my film company was going to capture me, cure me, and then just go on like nothing happened. But then right at the end of it, right when I was going to cure me in 2010, everybody was on Facebook, and this whole thing was going down my wall. That there were blogs going devoted to the story, and my thing blew up and everything, and I realized they wanted me to be this Zombie Dave. So as the lore goes, my film company cured me just enough. They're like, "Can he make movies? Yeah, we got to feed him brains. Who cares? He can make movies. We're good." And it's funny. The first film festival I did right after all that, my fans were like, "But if you're a zombie, how come you don't look like a zombie in the pictures?" And I said, "Dude, I'm a filmmaker. I got a makeup team on me at all times. So anytime I look good in the picture, my makeup team just did a good job." And everybody went, "Okay." And so that made it so that I don't even have to, all I have to do is go and Zombie Dave.
So Dave,
low maintenance.
So really quick, Dave, so you were a body double for the late, great Luke Perry in 1999. What was that like?
Amazing. He was so cool to me. I was very new. That was like one of the first jobs I had in this town, and I was very, very new, and I was blessed to get on that set. And my favorite Luke Perry story is there was an AA meeting in the movie, and they wanted us all to smoke cigarettes, and I'm a smoker, and they asked who smokes. I raised my hand. Luke Perry came running across because he was he knew me because I was his double. Came running across and slams my hand down, and I'm like, "Dude, I smoke." And he's like, "No, don't do it. I'm like, "Dude, I smoke. It's cool. So I raise my hand. He's like, you're gonna hate it." And I'm like, whatever. So come in, they give us a full pack. Everybody had a full pack of smokes, and they just for continuity, we had to keep lighting our smokes. I went through my whole pack in like an hour, and I was green.
You shouldn't have listened to Luke. Huh?
On the way home, I'm sitting next to Luke Perry, and I'll never forget Luke Perry right in my ear going, "Dave, what did we learn today?" And I just said, "When they ask if you smoke, you say no." And he's like, "That's right." And I'll forever hear him in my ear.
Now, Dave, for those who are watching, where can they be able to reach out to you to be in some of your films?
Oh, well, I'm my company, Elf Twin Films, on Instagram, Elf Twin Films on Facebook, Elf Twin Films on YouTube. You can see some of my movies, or Dave Rita.
I know you're sizing me up for one of your parts in your
film. Totally am.
What role you got for me? Like I said, I can play a mean pickle.
You would be a great killer because you look so cool and chill, and I bet you can turn if you wanted to.
Interesting. I never heard that before.
So, yeah, I see it in your eyes. So watch out, everybody. Next people, watch out.
Give David a round of applause. We appreciate you stopping by on the show, Dave.
Hey, wait, thank you so much for having me.
Make sure you keep up with what he has going on. He's doing big things, and you never know. he might cast you for be a zombie in one of his films. You never know. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we have this beautiful young lady who stands so tall, and she's named after the season. The lovely Wynter Alana is going to be on the Sherrod Show right after this.
Here's an important message from the US Med Diabetes Solutions Center. If you have diabetes, you know the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce your pain right away. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you use insulin daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. Call the US Med Diabetes Solutions Center to learn about this groundbreaking new CGM technology. If you have Medicare or private insurance, call to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. US Med is the #1 rated supplier on Google and Facebook reviews. So call us right now to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. US Med. Better service. Better care.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherrod Show. I'm your host, Sherrod. Had a wonderful conversation with the man himself, Mr. Zombie David. Very interesting. Make sure you follow him on Instagram and Facebook. It looks like he's always casting in some very interesting films. I got to check out one of his films tonight as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this beautiful young lady, she is tall. She stands about 6'2". She has a fashion show coming up in October 3rd, and this is her first time on the Sherrod Show, and she has a very interesting story herself. The lovely Wynter Alana, first time on the Sherrod Show. Give it up for her. How are you, young lady?
Good, how are you?
Come on, have a seat. So good to see you.
Good to see you.
You know, you look like you just stepped right off of a runway, did you?
Oh my gosh, thank you. This is actually from H&M, so there you go.
Thank you so much for stopping by. So now tell us a little bit about how you got started in the industry of fashion.
Ooh, that's a great question. I started at UC Berkeley under the Fashion and Student Trends Club. So it was just a student-led fashion group, and we put on runway shows every semester, and literally we all use recycled fabrics and materials. So that was how I got started, working with local photographers and designers. But we had a full runway production, so it was the most scary thing I had ever done in my life, but it was so fun.
So you did a runway show?
Yeah, we had a runway show every semester.
So what was so scary about it?
It was just scary because I never modeled before, and then here I am modeling down this huge stage all by myself in these beautiful garments. I was so nervous, but I found my love for modeling, so that was where I started.
Very good. Now, I'm sure you get approached all the time saying you look like a model. Do you model and all the time? Don't you get that all the time?
I do. I think it's interesting. People will just look at you and they'll be like, "Oh, you're a model." And I'm like, you know, this is insane. You guys just see me, and that's the instant image that you get. So it's a blessing. I'm like super blessed that happens.
Now you're working with a gentleman who's very good, and he's a really good friend of mine, Divine, and he's always doing fashion shows. Is he the one that discovered you?
Divine, I met him last year, and when I met him, it was an instant connection. We're instantly like besties. He's a really well-known designer in LA. He does beautiful garment dresses. Just think like Cinderella, princess, top tier dresses, you guys. And I've never really modeled in dresses like that. I usually do urban, swimwear, stuff like that, editorial looks. So that was my first collab with a dress designer. And ever since, he's just been a blessing. He's been, you know, because of him, I met you, and he's connected me so much in the industry, and I'm just like, wow. It's almost like he did discover me, because I tell him all the time, I'm like, you're like my agent, even though you're a designer. So it's funny how that works.
Very good. Now, are you planning on making fashion modeling full-time, or you're a law degree or a doctor?
Well, right now I'm part-time, so the goal is to be full-time. But right now I don't see myself being full-time until like next year, something like that, where I'm like really established in my profession, because I do consider modeling as my career, And I do study like mental health right now. I have a background in law. So that's when I started modeling, when I was studying law at Berkeley. But now I got my master's in Pepperdine. So I'm just in my mental health bag right now. So once I'm done with that.
Wow, very good, very good.
Thank you guys.
So you think that you think there's a lot of crazy people here? So you just want to study crazy folks? Is that what you said?
It's not that. I work with children. So I work with autistic children and I help them reach their goals, like social, communicative goals. We do have a lot of homeless in LA, I'm not gonna lie, but like I didn't study just general psychology, so I can't really speak on that, but I do support all social work and stuff like that. Yeah.
Very good. You know, when she walked in, you smell like a rose garden. My goodness. Smells so wonderful.
Thank
and have
you.
the look to match it as well. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to find out what she enjoys the most about modeling and what she doesn't like too much about modeling. I'm Sherrod. We'll be right back right after this.
Can your IRA stand up to the next financial crisis that our top economists are saying is at our doorsteps? By allocating a percentage of your IRA into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns by putting your IRA back on the gold standard. Find out how to safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report. Protect your IRA today with one simple phone call and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. Call Genesis Gold Group, empowering faith-driven stewardship.
Call 877-588-0992. That's 877-588-0992. Again, 877-588-0992.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherrod Show with our Saturday conversation with the beautiful Wynter Alana on the Sherrod Show. Aspiring model, doing very well for herself, actually, being on the show. And then you also have an upcoming fashion show in October 3rd.
Yes, the 3rd to the 5th, you guys. It's Antelope Valley Fashion Show, if I said that correctly, Antelope. We're really excited because it's literally all of the proceeds are going to kids at youth. So, and it's gonna be invested to their art classes. So we're really excited about that.
Very nice. And that's something that Divine is doing, right?
Yeah, Divine is putting that together. It's called Divine Wear on Instagram. And I'll be walking for him. Also Perry White LA on Instagram. So we're really, really excited. And my hairstylist will be there. Lace Styles You on Instagram. So we're just really excited to work and be out there all week and just work, get content, work on the runway. So
very good.
I'm really excited.
Very good. Now, when it comes to the modeling industry, now I know you're young at it, very young, but tell us what you love about it and what you can take or leave.
Okay, so for modeling, what I love is that you can really create a lot of looks and different images through your work, and I love that you could express yourself creatively. So I also act, so for me, modeling is a form of acting where I get to portray different characters. Because naturally I'm pretty reserved. I'm not really extrovert unless you get to know me. So for me, the fashion is a way to express myself that way. So that's the best part. And just working with all these creatives in LA and getting to know everybody's stories like yours. So it's just a good way to meet people, meet good people.
So what part would you take? Would you say you can take or leave?
I will say as like a Black model in the industry, when I first started, it was so difficult getting my hair done, getting my makeup done. And you would think that in like 2016 to now, we have all these resources, but it was so, I was so scared to have my natural hair worked on. I put a wig on because I was like, I don't want my hair getting damaged. I started off with a wig.
So you had a hard time finding people that can do Black people's hair?
Absolutely. I didn't even give them a chance because I'm like, you don't know how to do my hair. Like, here, you could do the wig. So do the wig. And that's been working out. And then eventually I opened up and wore my natural hair and they did my natural hair. I did have to straighten it. So that was, or I would just come naturally curly, have it ready. So that was, everybody knows, come ready. bring your foundation, be ready to do your makeup if you need to. But then the higher up you go, the better the quality and the more that they're trained to do people of color. Because
Very good. Now, for those who are watching, where can they be able to keep up with what you got going on? And then where can they go to get more information about the upcoming fashion show?
oh yeah, so you guys can follow me on Instagram. It's Winter Spring Fall. I do spell my name with a Y, so it's WYNTER and then Spring Fall. And if you have trouble looking at that, just look up Winter with a Y and then Alana. It is pronounced Elena, but you could just look up as the traditional Alana and you'll find me. And on my Instagram, I'll be posting our Fashion Week shows coming up. So you could literally click the link, buy the tickets. And yeah, we're super excited.
It's going to be for a very good cause. You don't want to miss out on it. She sent me my invite. I plan to attend and check it out as well. Thank you, young lady, so much for stopping by on the show. She has such a bright future. Don't you think so, ladies and gentlemen?
Thank you guys.
So much going for her. I expect to see you in Estee Lauder, Victoria's Secret, and all those things. I expect you to keep it classy all the time.
Absolutely.
All the time. Very good.
Thank
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to have a lovely young lady who's responsible for bringing in talent and getting talent gigs and also blowing up careers. The lovely Zoey Allen. First time on the Sherrod Show. Coming up right after this.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 855-815-9786. That's 855-815-9786. Again, 855-815-9786.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherrod Show. I'm your host, Sherrod. Had a wonderful time speaking to the lovely Wynter Alana. Didn't you enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen?
Woohoo!
You know, before we bring on our next guest, we have a lovely young lady. I'm not going to put her on camera, but this lovely young lady is going to be on the show on October 11th. She can sing. I mean, let me say it the Chicago way. She can sing. This lady has an incredible voice. I mean, like you've never seen before. You've got to stop by and see her on October 11th. She can belt it as well. She's going to be on the show. The lovely Cherie Dunn. Give her a round of applause. She will be stopping by so you can know who she is. Ladies and gentlemen, this beautiful young lady, we just found out she used to be a flight attendant. But she's also an agency owner. She's responsible for booking models, actors, and singers. You can tell she was a model herself. And she's the first time on the Sherrod Show, the lovely Zoey Allen. Give it up for her. How are you, darling?
So good. Thank you for having me.
Such an honor having you on the show as well. Zoey, you know, we got to jump right into it. You're doing a big thing here in LA, helping careers. Tell us a little bit about what got you started.
Yeah, so I actually started out, as you said, as a model, and I dabbled in commercial acting and acting. And I fell in love with it. And I didn't want to do anything else with the rest of my life for like career-wise. And so I was like, what can I do to like weasel my way into this like industry? And I actually reached out to my agent who was representing me, and she had an opportunity for me to work at her agency. And so the stars just really aligned. I actually think I got dropped by the airlines the same day that I got the job with my mentor.
What airline was this?
It was a small regional airline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you like what you were doing?
It had its days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun to do for like a year, but I knew that I was always meant to be something more.
Mm-hmm. Very good, very good. So now jumping into being in an agency business,
mm-hmm.
How was it for you getting adjusted?
It was difficult. There's a lot to learn, and there's no degree for this line of work. Maybe a business degree. However, the entertainment industry is such a niche that they don't have any college courses on how to be an agent or, what to learn. So I felt like I was kind of thrown into the fire, and I learned a lot on my own. And luckily, I had a lot of support, and I am very good at learning on the fly. Yeah.
Very good. Now, your agency represents models, actors, singers, things like that. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So now, being an agency owner, for example, in LA, it can't get more competitive than that. I mean, New York is very competitive, but it's mainly on a modeling side, but this covers it all. So how do you deal with the competitiveness? When, like, for example, if you send an actor or model out to a gig, many other agencies have done the same thing for casting and things like that. So what differentiates yourself from the others?
Yes, that's a great question. I love this question because I like to say that I am sort of the new generation of agents and agencies. My agency, Zoey Talent. I really care about my actors and my talent. I really want them to succeed, and whatever it takes, I like to have, the best communication that I can with them. I like to just be different than an agency that's well known and constantly sending people out. It's great that they're busy and stuff, but then you can never contact them and never have a personal conversation with them. And I've said, nope, I will not be that type of agent because I believe in my talent so much that they deserve the best possible treatment. And if that means taking 2 minutes out of my day to hop on a phone call with them to answer a question about an audition, I'm there.
Give her a round of applause. That is beautiful. Because the thing that's so interesting about that is that, when I've been with many agencies and she's representing me, and she's also representing a couple other people here. She's beautiful at what she does, and she's a keeper of her word. She checks in on me and all that. It's only been a week. But the thing is that so many agencies, for example, if you call them, like, what are you calling me for? I don't have any work for you. Wait till I have some work for you. But you're doing something so different. So I'm sure after this interview, you're going to have probably 1 million people want to beat your door down.
I can't wait. That's wonderful.
Now, the thing is that what do they do to be able to be considered to be represented by your agency?
So I guess have a resume, have some training under your belt, some reels, really have a passion, have a belief in yourself. That's really, and hardworking people, they really stand out. So yeah, I would just say keep working on your craft, actors. Keep working on your purpose. And when you present yourself to me or to any agent, just be prepared and be yourself. That's the best way you can be.
One of her clients, your clients, was the lovely Sonali Chandra. You referred her to the show, the TLC star, and her episode is currently airing now, and she don't even know how to act right. That her episode is up there airing and having a good time. But we really love having her on the show. What was it like getting her on as an agent, as a client?
Yes, that was such an amazing experience. She's actually my first TLC star to be on my roster, and I was just like, okay, she wants to work with me. Like, it was such a blessing because I really admire her and her work and what she's done in this industry and how different she is, and I really do believe in her. So that it was like a divine union, and we got along just perfectly, and we took a selfie after a meeting. Like, this is so great. Yeah, so it was fantastic.
Very good, very good. If you don't want to be represented by her before the show, I bet you do now. I bet you do now. She has a beautiful personality. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a little bit more from the lovely Zoey Allen right after this.
Here's an important message from the US Med Diabetes Solution Center. If you have diabetes, you know the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce your pain right away. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you use insulin daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. Call the US Med Diabetes Solution Center to learn about this groundbreaking new CGM technology. If you have Medicare or private insurance, call to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. US Med is the #1 rated supplier on Google and Facebook reviews. So call us right now to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. US Med. Better service. Better care.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherrod Show. I'm your host, Sherrod, for a beautiful Saturday conversation with the lovely Zoey Allen, agency owner, with a caring, beautiful heart. Now, Zoey, it's interesting, for example, like a lot of times people, like we're in the age of Instagram models and Facebook models where people have a lot of followers and things. And then also we have individuals who, they want to do the modeling, they look like a model, but they're shy. They got to get a push, but they're beautiful. They have a beautiful spirit and things. What would you suggest so that they won't miss that opportunity?
That's a great question too, because I was such a shy little girl as well. And so I would say the only person you can be is yourself. And don't worry about what other people think, because that's where being timid and being shy comes from, is other people's validation, but you don't need them. You just need yourself and your people that are in your corner who believe in you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So now, do you take on clients like that are shy that you can help bring out their shell?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, models and actors. And you know, they also want it so bad that they work on themselves in acting classes or in whatever training to be able to come out of their shell. But yeah, I like to also kind of draw it out of them.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, for those who are watching, for example, I know they have questions like, agencies have maybe their niche of what they represent. Some of them are film, some of them are commercials, some of them are theater. But what is the niche for your agency?
Yes, yeah, good question. So we're mostly commercial and print. And then almost all of my actors actually are theatrical actors in film and TV. So we are just awaiting our theatrical division to open up. I'm hoping by next year.
Very good. Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my executive producer. I need you to get him a gig as a serial killer. You think he's like a serial killer? That word, Joe? I've done that. Yeah, he's done that. We got to get him a role as a serial killer in terms of that. So now, Zoey, for those who are watching, where can they reach out to you so that they can be a part of this beautiful agency?
Yes. So my agency Instagram is Svea Talent. So it's spelled SVEA Talent. And then me, my Instagram is just Zoey Allen _official.
Give her a round of applause. Thank you so much, Zoey. Zoey, thank you so much for stopping by
Thank you,
on the
Sherrod.
show. We really thank
Yes.
you so much. When we come back from this quick commercial break, we'll have my final thoughts right after this.
Can your IRA stand up to the next financial crisis that our top economists are saying is at our doorsteps? By allocating a percentage of your IRA into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns by putting your IRA back on the gold standard. Find out how to safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report. Protect your IRA today with one simple phone call and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. Call Genesis Gold Group, empowering faith-driven stewardship.
Call 877-588-0992. That's 877-588-0992. Again, 877-588-0992.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sherrod Show. I'm your host, Sherrod. Had a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Did you enjoy yourselves, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. Absolutely beautiful guest, Zombie David. Give him a round of applause. My goodness. Make sure you check out his film. The lovely Wynter Alana stopping by the show. Yeah. And then we had the beautiful Zoey Allen. All over the place. One thing before we go, the Sherrod Show, this segment is brought to you by my Sherrod Collection Coach Style wallets. These wallets were designed with you in mind. And these wallets, every $1 goes to the fight for the cure for lupus. So if you want to pick up one of these wallets, they come in all shapes and sizes. And it's my way of giving back as I battle lupus every day. But this is one way, and through my Rah Shoe collection, that we help to get that much closer to the fight for the cure. Thank you. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, join us on our next episode of the Sherrod Show, where we have the beautiful and the lovely childhood star, Mimi Gibson, is going to be stopping by the show. If you don't know her, she's been on some of the biggest films, Winter Wonderland. She was on the Three Stooges and all these, and she's going to actually be here on our next episode. Also, the beautiful singer, Heather, and then also the lovely Dionne Warwick. You don't want to miss Dionne Warwick stopping by as well. Make sure you keep it locked here on Pure Essence Television Network as well as New Stream Entertainment. I want to thank Tony B. Jenkins for always opening his wonderful doors with us. Make sure you stop by to see him so you can get your finances straightened out. He's a man with a kind heart and he knows his business. Thank you for Joe as well as for Wynter and all those and the lovely Jessica stopping by to be able to shoot the show. I thank you, and I always tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the best way to get back on your feet is to miss 3 car payments. See you next time.